If you're still wondering why did Mr. Trump, the President of America, designates Nigeria as a country of a particular concern, then you might possibly be living in the world of oblivion, in the world of fantasy. Now, I will want you to watch this video, then we will come back. You will agree with me and every other one who have been advocating for the justice for the slain Christians, that it is long overdue, and besides the designation of a country of particular concern, with these victims get justice. Watch this video.
Let me tell you, the man was so stupid and coward by not going further. He didn't speak about how Christians were killed from far north, Sokoto. He didn't speak about Christians when they were killed in Jigawa silently. Medjugorje, Zamfara, Katsina, Kano, silenced in the typical village, local governments. He didn't speak about the killing of Christians in Kaduna, Niger. He didn't speak about that. We have a missionary that we have invested in Kainji areas. Now they abuse. They have killed many Christians. Have been to that terrain. And now they didn't know what happened in Bauchi. The Sayawas. How they invaded the land, they want to wipe them in Bauchi. Michika, Madagali, Taraba, there is a gate coming down to Plateau, Benue. He didn't speak about that. Those Christians that were butchered, they buried them there. Those that escaped to the Middle Belt, when the insurgents discovered that there's no Christians, God came down and divided them, and that become complete connivers, rivals, the Shias, the Izalas. Who killed them? They were killing one another. And 70% of the insurgents, the Boko Haram, they are Izalas. If they find the other sect that are Islam, they follow them to the mosques, they kill them because there is no Christian. God say they will pay. They start fighting each other. It is God at work. They come out Reno Cree, or what is that his name? He came out and said there is no genocide like that in Nigeria. That man, I've cursed him already. He will never know peace down to the grave. The blood of people that have entered my brain, I transfer them, my head, to his life. He will not escape. I want all Nigerians to know the man will never escape. He has been doing devious life to different government. This time around, he has crossed his line. If I exist without seeing God crushing that man, then I'm a bastard. Because the blood, the people that are being killed in the north, for him coming out, he has crossed the line. He's finished. The only hope for him, that he will buy my heart. Let him repent. Let him repent. If Reno Amokari will repent, and those kind of officials that came out and denied there's no genocide, if they don't repent, oh no.
You cannot understand the level of propaganda and deceptive narrative that is being created out there. There are many issues happening, horrible issues, killings that are being covered up by certain instruments of the state. Look at the revelation that this man made in bitterness citing virtually across the entire 19 northern states. The Christian communities, locals are being targeted and killed just because of their religious affiliation. And you think that American government is not privy to such information? You think they don't have their fact-finding crack teams? No, what is the justification for all these attacks by radical Islamic extremists? What was their mission and intention for killing innocent Nigerian citizens just on the basis of their religious affiliation, which is encapsulated within the Nigerian Constitution? The right to religious liberty or religious expression. You cannot appreciate the enormous damage, pain that have been inflicted on several communities, not just individual families. Some were wiped out entirely. Just as the Plateau governor described what is going on, the displacement, dislodgement of communities, which are Christian predominant communities, as ethnic cleansing, sponsored ethnic genocide. But sadly, some people within the government cycle or elites are denying the reality. Possibly because they, an accomplice, might be indicted in the course of unraveling the secret and the move and the sponsors of this bastard killings. Look at what the man said. And it's not just the only one who have said it. This is coming from people who are survivors of this cruelty and conspiracy of genocide. Now, what is the definition of genocide? When a particular people or race or by virtue of their religious affiliation are being threatened, killed in mass. That is simple definition, the basic definition of genocide. And what else do we have to say regarding this development? My own concern is it's not just about the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Of course, that was done in 2017 or so. No, that was done thereabouts. Yes, in 2017 or thereabouts. Eventually, that didn't yield any results. It didn't improve the situation. They went on killing and the rest of them, and eventually, at the lapse of Trump's administration, Biden came in and struck it out. Biden administration struck it out and considered it as a clash as a result of climate change, because of people that have sold their conscience, whose God is their belly. Climate change warranted people being dislodged by alleged foreigners of invading Nigeria, taking upper hand, dislodging communities and indigenous people in the name of climate change. Climate change of what? And we're occupying the same communities. And here you have justification. Some people say they are not terrorists. Some say they are bandits. They are hungry people seeking for, of course, government attention, to give them food. And as such, they abduct, kidnap children, school children, destroy Christian schools, and collapse the places of worship, Christian churches, and the rest of them. And you said there is no genocide. What is the implication? What is the meaning? Simple definition. of genocide. Look at how he was running a course on mockery, Reno on mockery, thinking that the life of the defenseless citizens that were massacred, gruesomely murdered, massacred, burnt alive, chopped off their heads and the rest of them, could be traded for political psychopathy and the rest of them. Well, it shouldn't be a subject of discourse, but these are realities. And some officials of Christian Association of Nigeria coming to debunk the realities because it has not gotten to them. These are people the Bible describes that their God is their stomach, their belly. Now, designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern and slamming or imposing economic sanctions and the rest of them will definitely affect everyone, including the government, policies, and funding. That is why we are calling up, people we are calling, the government should rise up and address this issue before it gets out of hand. Enough is enough, enough is enough, and the rest of them will get these perpetrators and bring them to justice. How many of them has been brought to justice? Those massacring, invading communities, and the rest of them destroying houses, collapsing people's structures and businesses, and the rest of them. How many of them have been brought to justice? We will go after them. How many of them has the government decisively express level of willingness and unbiasedness in getting to the root of this problem? They knew the genesis. They knew, of course, those involved, as is being reported, that certain lists have been released even by foreign countries like United Arab Emirates and the rest of them. The same government will order the people to be released that are captured by the resilient military operatives or personnel who were risking their own life to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. But the same power hierarchies, highly placed, were the ones frustrating them. Reintegrating Boko Haram, of course, into the military have destroyed the very fabric of the military strength and strategy, exposing their secret, taking their secret to the main camp of the enemy, of the terrorists. And military has no secret, because the people integrated are there to serve their interests. So who do you have to blame? It is apparently clear that the government is indirectly aiding the escalation of this terrorism and killings. No military man, a genuine military man, will not want to compromise the security and divulge the intelligence or security or secret of the military to the opponents, to the enemies. But this was consciously carried out in order to betray and weaken the military formation and possibly overrun it. Look at the way these terrorists are attacking the military base, the military camp, and the rest of them. Now it is now glaring that the Al-Qaeda terrorist group has claimed responsibility of attack in Nigeria. This is not in Israel or Yemen or in Afghanistan. This is in Nigeria, in Kwara State. And when they launch such coordinated attack, it means they have expanded, they have spread their machineries, their tentacles, almost the entire north central, even close to the southwest. They may have built up themselves over the years. And now they think it is time to begin to strike. Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is world's renowned, acclaimed terrorist group with high intelligence formation and sophisticated operations. These are people, even the US military in Afghanistan find it tough time, of course, to combat with, to contend with. And eventually they have to leave them, and the entire Afghanistan was collapsed under Islamic rule. These are the kind of people who have stepped in Nigeria's soil and have accepted responsibility for the first attack, coordinated attack by the Islamic radicals or terrorist group known as Al-Qaeda. If you want to know more of them, go and make your finding. These are people who invaded America in September 11. Led by their, of course, Osama bin Laden. You know what that means? There is already panic in Ashraf. The foundation of Ashraf, the foundation of Nigeria, is heavily shaken. They led ambush against the Nigerian military personnel who were on routine patrol and never knew that already the entire region has been surrounded, has come under siege by this assailant. If they, you know what they are? They have the robust network, robust coordination, sponsor, and the rest of them. Now the question is, such people entered Nigeria and the Department of Intelligence, military intelligence, was not aware. Until they led ambush, they carried out their first attack on the indigenous soil of Nigeria, ambushing the military. We have Intelligence Bureau of Nigeria, Nigerian Intelligence Agency. We have the DSS and the rest of them. They could not dictate, they could not crack the invasion of these people. They came into Nigeria, and the DSS, the defense headquarters, were not aware that these people have already taken over the forest beds, the regions of the country, to the point that they launched the first attack. They raised their flag, they hosted their flag. You know what that means? Al-Qaeda, the world-renowned terrorist group, hosted their flag in Kwara State, and Kwara State share boundary with Kogi. I don't know if you're aware. It's the entry point to the southwest, and Kogi also serves as entry point to the east. You know what that means? From that point, they will eventually circumvent the entire southern region and collapse it. It's no longer a mere prediction and the rest of these are realities happening. I'm certain that the military defense headquarters must be panicking or shaking because they know they have more to chew, they have more to contend with, having not been able to dislodge Boko Haram, the Lakurawa and the rest of them. Now is coming the big father, have just landed. The new sheriff in town have just landed, which is the Al-Qaeda group. And the new sheriff in town. They posted their videos that broke the internet. International medias are reporting it, analyzing it. CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, and the rest of them. Raising concern over the emergence of Al-Qaeda in Nigeria, which has confirmed the position of American government, buttressing their position and decision to designate Nigeria as country of particular concern. If you don't see it now, already it is happening. Their mission is very clear and unmistaken. to Islamite overrun the Nigeria. The target now, of course, the majority of this northern region has already collapsed. They're just doing some mopping and the rest of that.